It's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the UK. Today I have got a variation of this project to show you, and I say it's a variation because it is using the Shimmer laser cut detailed specialty paper, I think I've got that right, from the new annual catalogue. It's gorgeous. If you saw my video and blog post on Tuesday, you will have seen my top tips for cutting it up into usable sizes. So I thought I would show you what I've done with this and replicate it for one of the other patterns. So this is the dandelion one, and this is the bird. And I'm going to do basically the same kind of sunset look as I've done for this. It was a question of finding another image that would work with that sunset hue. So these are the colours that I'm going to use, not in that order, in this order. So we've got Mango Melody at the bottom, then Calypso Coral, Rich Raspberry and Night of Navy. And I'm going to do the same colour scheme. Obviously we're working in a circle this time rather than a rectangle, but the process is the same. So I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which I will trim down. It's too big for what I need it for at the moment. But I like to start with something that's a bit too big and then trim it down. That way you end up with something that's the right sort of size. This is a technique I have used before, but like many of these things, they often bear repeating. So I'm just going to change the order. So we're going to use sponge daubers. I just realised I put those to one side so they will be out of the way, and now of course I need them. And what I particularly need is my tweezers, which I've buried, to get out the ones I want because they're inky. So we've got Mango Melody. No, that's real red. We don't want real red. We want Old Olive. We want Rich Raspberry, Calypso Coral, and last but not least, Night of Navy. And I always use tweezers to get them out because, as I say, they do get rather inky, and then every now and again it's quite a good idea to clean your tweezers off. Okay, so we're going to use glycerin. This is ordinary vegetable glycerin. It's glycerol. It's inexpensive. You can get it on online. You can go into your local supermarket may sell it in the baking section. Boots, as in chemists, will probably sell it as well. So, as I say, it's not expensive. I'm going to just turn my bottle upside down to get the smallest amount in the middle of my block. And then I'm going to take my Mango Melody and just add some ink to the corner of the block. And that is going to be my palette for my starting point. I may need to add some more ink, but equally I may not. So I'm adding some glycerin to the ink, and it helps make it smooth to pop on. This is ordinary Whisper White card, it's nothing special, but by adding the glycerin, can you see how smoothly that goes on? It goes on like a dream. So that's all we need of that. Then I'm going to add some Calypso Coral to the next corner. You can use your silicone matte for this as well. So it's an alternative, but a block works perfectly well. I will probably need to add some more glycerin in a minute. And then I like to come in from the side a wee bit, just to blend. And then that's the Calypso Coral. Blend it down a bit. I don't want to go all the way down because we do want a little bit of the Mango Melody at the bottom, but you can see we can just blend that all in. It's so smooth, I cannot tell you what a joy it is. Pop a little bit more glycerin on, and same, just turn the bottle so that it touches the block. If you can find a pipette that will take glycerin, that's pretty good as well, but you really do need the smallest amount. So let's grab our rich raspberry, turn my block round, and add some ink to that. Oh, and to my thumb apparently. Let me just grab a wet wipe, preferably just the one, not the packet. Let's clean that up a bit. Okay, rich raspberry. And again, I'm just going to pick up some glycerin with my sponge dauber, pick up some ink, and then again come in and add that to the card, and then come back in with my Calypso coral and just blend that in a bit. So you've got a nice sort of beginning to your sunset. Maybe add a bit more rich raspberry, and then we're going to add the tiniest smidgest amount of Night of Navy. The Night of Navy is quite a definite addition, so you want to be just a little bit careful. In fact, there may even be enough on here already. And because I've got glycerin already on the sponge dauber, it's quite nice and smooth. And then let's get that blended in with the rich raspberry. And again the Calypso coral. And the Mango Melody. And then just grab your piece and make sure you've got, I probably need some more Night of Navy at the top. So at this point I will just pick up some ink from the corner of my ink pad. But because I've already got glycerin on the sponge dauber from the sample, I don't really need to add any more. And you can just keep going until you've got the effect you want. Now, I'm a great fan of sunsets, so for me, I could keep going forever. But for the speed of the video, and then clean up is as simple as just grab a damp cloth or a wet wipe and clean your block. And it is as simple as that. Just dispose of my wet wipe. Beginning to get a bit inky, but that's fine. Okay, so there we go. That is our background, and then this gets just going to get popped on top. And what I've done with the other one is I've actually glued this down and then trimmed it, because that way you get full coverage on the back. This is quite flimsy, so I like the idea of attaching it to a larger piece of card and then trimming it down. So just add some little dots of Tombow to some of these pieces in the middle. It's a lot easier with this than it was with the dandelions, trust me on that one. There was a reason why I did that off camera, because that might have been interesting on camera. Right, and then top and bottom, and then just a scribble around the edges. Oh, you can tell I'm concentrating, I've stopped talking. Right, I want that relatively near the bottom, because that will save me a cut. So I'll have that right on the bottom there, she says, more or less. I want to make sure there's no colour coming through, and then turn over and press from the back. Much easier to press on the back because it's smooth rather than on the front where you could catch some of these pieces. You don't want to do that. Okay, so let's get rid of our scrap piece. Grab a trimmer And then because I started with a square piece of paper, I should be able to just trim down. I say square, as in it was square of itself. In fact, I'm going to go that way. Just check that. You see, that's the square that I'm going to use. You do need to make sure you've got a reasonably sharp blade when you're doing this. In fact, I've just scuffed a little there, so I'll just trim that a little bit off with my snips. And then once you've got a definite square edge, you can line up knowing that you're going to be square on yourself, as it were. There we go. Perfect. So this is where we play colour. So I had it on Rich Raspberry before. Just don't know whether it's going to be, yeah, or that. No, that's pumpkin pie. Definitely don't want it on pumpkin pie. That would not be right. It's Calypso Coral. Definitely not. So I think we're either going to want Night of Navy or the Rich Raspberry, and I'm tempted to go Rich Raspberry again. It does pick up that slice there quite nicely. And then we can have that square, so we'll do that. Right, I need a scrap of Very Vanilla. It is worth remembering we are working on Very Vanilla. So, and even though this is sparkly, it is a good match with the Very Vanilla. You could use the white side, but that's not got the sparkle. So that just seems a shame somehow. So I've got from Wonderful Moments, which is a fantastic set. Thanks so much again. And I'm just going to ink that up in Rich Raspberry, and it's quite a juicy ink pad, so I'm not going to touch it down for long, because if I touch it down for too long it smudges out. The way round that is to rub either a bone folder or the back of a plastic spoon into your ink pad before you ink up, or just have a very light touch. And then I do always try, particularly with the red-based inks, I do try to clean up reasonably quickly, because you do stain your stamps quite nicely with the red inks, the photopolymers at least. So we'll have Thanks So Much again, and I want, I've got the classic label punch. Punch that out. And pop this together. Now we've got a nice flat surface, so that's always good. And shake my Tombow down. Gosh, I need to wash my hands. I'm definitely getting inky. And then pop that so it's square in itself. Again, smooth from the back. Then grab a a Very Vanilla card base. And this is a thick Very Vanilla. Fold that in half. So it's half a sheet of A4. If you're in the States or Canada, your paper size is 8.5 by 11. Ours isn't. Ours is thinner and narrower, or longer and narrower. So your sizes are slightly different. And then that's going to go on there. Scribble of Tombow. Pop that on there. And again, turn over and press. And then my thank you so much I'm going to have coming in from the side again. Should probably have cut it straight before I adhered. But actually, do I want... No, I think this time I'm going to have the whole piece. Because we're doing landscape rather than portrait, it looks fine having the whole piece. And it also gives me somewhere to add some pearls. These are mini dimensionals. Clearly I need to start a new sheet. But with the original, with the dandelion, because we were in the portrait mode, the whole of the classic label punch was too much, which is why I trimmed it down. But for this, I think we're going to be fine. And I'm going to come... So I'm coming off the edge onto the rich raspberry, and then grab some pearls. Now there's a thing. I thought I had a sheet of pearls that was not only open but open. I've buried things again. Note to self: tidy craft room. If I could show you just how... Oh, there it is. It's put to one side, especially so I'd find it. I'm hoping to see the floor of my craft room soon. It is nothing I'm proud of, but it's horrific. So I'm just going to add... I think I may just add the pearls to this piece, actually. Just 3 little pearls might just there be all that I need. Straight would be special. There we go. So there we are. This one I've added pearls onto the dandelion. I hope you could... Can you see that I've got pearls there? They're just straightforward, standard, uncoloured pearls. But there you are. That is my initial thoughts on using the laser cut shimmer paper. It is gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. I think it is probably sized more for the North American paper sizes, but you can see it works perfectly well on the international A4 sizes. So it's all good. Thank you so much for watching me again today. If you need any of the products, there's a link to my online store below, and if you use the host code, you get to share in the host rewards and you get sunflower rewards, which you can exchange for free product. It's all great stuff. Details of that are over on my blog. Just as a reminder that if you send me a handmade card, I will send you a handmade card in return. It's always lovely to see cards from other people. It's one of the joys of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is you get to see what other people make with the products that you use. So that would be fantastic to see some of those. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, it would be amazing if you would. I'm aiming for 7,000 subscribers soon. I'm not going to hit the 7,000 by the end of June, I think. I was hoping, but it was a big ask. But soon maybe. And if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And there are some new offers coming out. If you don't already subscribe to my newsletter, particularly if you're in the UK or Europe, then there's a link to do that on my website. It's just an online form, so by all means do fill in that and I can get you onto my newsletter. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!